and this is a challenge that comes up with a lot of my clients, is that they had a chip on their shoulder, and they needed that chip on their shoulder to help them become the success that they became.
I don't think you and I would be who we are right now without it. Okay. But I also want to protect her from everything, right? And make sure she doesn't go through it. So there's been this really hard control release of it.
But the trauma that made you successful, if not properly checked, can be the same trauma that destroys you. And the other side of that coin is they want their children to never experience the hardships and the turmoil and the pain that they experience as children, while also in a way recognizing that without that pain, trauma, and turmoil, they're not going to become successful. What are some of the principles or philosophies that you abide by to, even if you can give your child the gifts they never got, still instill them with the lessons that you were never taught?
It's such a hard balance, right? It's like such a fine line. And that exact thing right there is that like she's going to have to experience some of it, right? She's going to need to experience some of this to just have the grit in life that like we have. You know, someone told me when she walks out the door, she's God's child. That helps me. When she leaves the house and I can't control it anymore, I'm like, okay, she's in your hands, God, right? She left that house. Like I trust you with her, whatever your journey is with her, right? When I left my mom, she wasn't there. My dad wasn't there. I'm God's kid out here figuring it out, right? So that helps me. I think fucking up while she's little has helped me realize grace from my mother, grace from my father, and grace for myself. And like you said, how fucking resilient our children are, how resilient we were. So I've forgiven myself, right? For not getting it right with her dad, for not finding a partner yet that's a great example yet, right? For not having everything that I wanted to give her and more. She's so happy. She's so loved. She's so smart. She's thriving in this world. This girl is so loved and so happy. I co-parent beautifully with her father and his wife. We are a tribe. We like all come together for her. So that's my biggest relationship accomplishment is our co-parenting. That was part of what I could offer her that I also didn't have. But I'm also okay. Like, let's say she's 8 now. Let's say I don't get into a relationship that looks like my white picket fence one that I want for my daughter in the next 5 years, right? Like that doesn't happen. She's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. But what I'm going to show her is me loving myself, you know, me not disrespecting myself, and I'm not going to let anyone disrespect me while she's alive and watching me. You know what I mean? Like, as long as she can see that kind of love that I have for myself, I'm up at 4 a.m. working out. I'm in bed by 9. We're at church on Sunday. We're doing, you know, as long as she sees the discipline and the self-love and the care that I'm doing, all the other stuff, it's going to balance out. That's how I feel. That's enough of me going, okay, I've done my part. And the rest of it, I can't control.
No, listen, I've never been a parent, but I love talking to parents and stealing their secrets so that if I ever become one, I know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's what helps me.